He was literally getting punched in the face from the very beginning.
What he didn't understand was how to execute the strategy.
Try to recognize those opportunities and take them.
If you can build rapport, it gives you a buffer to screw up a little bit more.
This is a big opportunity.
And I really think that can be a powerful way to look at it.
Here's how I know that this will work. Cash call, everybody. Dale Archdegan, Brian Curtis back again. I'm excited today, Brian. I have a bad call, and I'm excited to play it because I know that it's something that a lot of people struggle with. This is an ugly Zillow call where the prospect or the lead comes straight at the agent asking if they're the listing agent. So this should be fun today. Unfortunately, the agent was caught off guard. He said, I was putting my kids in the car at the same time, tried to answer the phone so we can keep our answer rate up, and the dude just got punched in the face. Here's the important part of this. This is an agent that I've trained. He said, Dale, I was in the middle of things. I couldn't quite do the training, but I really tried to get it in there. And then I said, well, let's listen to the call because, he's like, I need help. This woman was like, are you the listing agent? What am I supposed to do? And I could have just delivered to him the normal training that we do for that. But I said, let's listen to the call because you and I both know that the best way to figure out what to do is to actually listen to the conversation. So then I listened to this conversation and this lead was so aggressive that I was like, our normal training wouldn't work here. So agent, it's awesome that you played this call for us because I'm going to change the training based on what we just heard in this conversation because of how aggressive this lead was, because our normal training wouldn't work.
No doubt I'm going to say something, and this is not just me stroking your ego or anything like that, but I love what you just said, and here's why. I was literally doing a training 2 days ago, like a recorded training, so I wasn't off. And one of the things that the instructor said is exactly what you just said. When you have a problem, when you discover a problem in your training because you can't answer a question or you didn't train, that's your responsibility to go back and to fix it now. No, before it wasn't. You weren't even aware this was a possibility, obviously. And so I just love that. And I think it says a lot about what your company does. So anyway, little Dale plug right there, but I love that.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I was like, oh, listen, buddy, thank God we listened to this call because this is a different case scenario here and let's train around that. So here's what I got to tell you if you're listening to this right now. I know that listening to yourself, listening to your recordings is painful. It's taken me many years to decide that I now have the voice of an angel. I'm kidding. It's taken me many years to be able to stomach listening to myself. I can tell you as a trainer, I'm sure Brian's going to agree with this, there is literally no better way to train a salesperson than to listen to what actually went on in the conversation. There's no better way to learn than to listen to what went on in the conversation. If you aren't listening to what happened in that conversation or what you said, it's literally just theory.
If I have a call that I feel needs to be listened to, I will listen to it, send it to the agent to listen to, have them listen to it, and then we come back to it, and then we listen to it together because I want them to hopefully come to me and say, you know what, Brian, I listened to that call, and here was the 3 things that I found. That's so much more powerful than me going, and here's the 3 things that you found. They don't get 100% of agreement, but at least they're thinking about it. It gets that process. And in essence, you're training them to kind of do what you and I do. And I think that, most people aren't as excited about it as we are. So, but at least it gets them thinking in a different way. And I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, we actually teach team leaders and managers how to listen to calls. What do I mean by that? So obviously, as any salesperson can listen to a call and pick out some things, but we have a process that we go through because trying to teach somebody, I'm not going to be listening for advanced techniques. I have to listen for the basic stuff first, right? We got to cover the basic stuff. If you can't block and tackle the basic stuff, the advanced stuff isn't going to help you, right? So we go sort of basic stuff, intermediate stuff, then more advanced stuff. So that's what I mean by we have a formula that we use when we're reviewing sales calls, depending on where the student's at.
And it's great. And again, you're teaching them to be able to train. And that's super powerful because yes, we want to be the gurus. We like it. It's fun. People come to us and we want to empower those team leaders to be able to help themselves. I don't mind working with somebody for 10 years, but realistically, I probably have taught them everything I know in a couple of years at least, right? So we want to empower people.
What call do you have for us today?
It's an interesting call. I've got almost a brand new agent. I don't even know the number. It's less than a month. So calling through the pond. So I love that. Like motivated, said, hey, I'm going to go and call through the pond. So that's great. Just literally, here's some leads. We don't know anything about them. And here's what I found. Like, I'm not going to use this as a model for the perfect scripting. I'm not going to use this for the perfect languaging. What I would use this as a model for is just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Why not?
I was just giving you a call because I saw you were looking on our website a little while ago, maybe yesterday, a couple of properties. And curious if you're looking to make a move soon.
No, Nope. Just kind of looking to see what's out there.
Okay, so let's talk about
Okay,
this. Like
cool.
right there, I'll let Dale. You shook your head. I'll let you tell people what you're going to tell them because I think I know what it is, but you might as well tell them.
Well, first I was thinking not a bad intro for a brand new guy less than a month in the business. That's one. Two,
Yep.
there's just a couple pointers that he needs to clean up. I didn't hear whether he matched the first word with the person or not, or used their name assumptively. The only thing that I think he could add on to what he did is just offer them whatever the most likely objection is they're going to give.
And that's right where I was too. Like, again, not a horrible, like no one's going to go, how dare you say that? And when you don't do the either or at the front, it causes a problem. And that's what he's dealing with right now. So in other words, if he would have said, are you guys looking to make a move soon? Or are you just window shopping? Window shopping is an easier transition than no.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say this, man. That's the best opener that we've developed that we know really works well. And in fact, I've worked with some companies that do lots of dials, and it literally, that intro tripled the number of minute-plus conversations they were able to get from their original intros. So it does make a big difference. However, in our training, in our follow-up to that question, literally it doesn't matter what this guy says. He's either buying or he's not. He's either selling or he's not. And if he's not buying or selling, we just go to the next question, which is a present tense question, right? Where do you live? How do you live? What is it you're looking at right now, right? What is it you're interested in? Something present tense. So, it doesn't matter, man. Like, we could fix this real fast.
I really think the key to this whole call is persistence. I really do.
Maybe in the future, looking to make a move.
Potentially. I mean, if we find the right kind of scenario and situation, possibly. But yeah, it's just kind of looking around.
Look around. Okay. I was gonna say, if you want, I can send you some properties or
No, this is a problem.
Let's talk about it.
He just made an offer. I can't see what it says on your screen. How many seconds are we into this call?
We are 38 seconds. There's a cutoff at the front because it was just bumpy and, that kind of thing. It was just bumpy on the front end. So
but 38 seconds of talking?
38 seconds that we've listened to 38 seconds of talking. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So Brian, we're 38 seconds into a call. And what I heard is 2 objections, which are, I'm not doing anything right now, or no intention or no plan for now, twice. And then the agent shoots for an offer. He's making an offer. So one of the things that I teach is never make an offer, almost never make an offer until the prospect or lead demonstrates a need or a desire for whatever you're going to offer them. That's probably the best case scenario. Now, here's the one caveat. Let's say you're calling FSBOs, right?
Okay.
And the FSBO is going to kick you off the phone. You know it's coming. You feel it, right? They're super resistant. They're going to kick you off the phone. You have to make an offer. You literally have to make an offer to hook them. This guy's not kicking him off the phone.
No.
I don't get the sense that he's kicking him off the phone.
He's kind of a flat kind of guy, but no, he's still there.
He's engaging in a conversation. Don't make an offer yet. And I know this salesperson is super new, but for everybody listening, that's the golden rule. Do not make an offer before the prospect or lead either has shown you a need or a desire, or they're literally kicking you off the phone.
Yeah. I call that kicking you off the phone the Hail Mary, because why not, right?
Just throw it.
Nothing else is working. They're about to click. You say, hey, by the way.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things.
You see the sack coming? Throw it.
Yeah. Just huck it. There we go. All right. I'll play a little bit more now.
I can send you some properties or kind of be on the lookout. Do you have a certain criteria that you're looking at?
Yeah. We're looking for something that's got, a little bit of land potentially.
Okay. So like an acre or 2 or more?
Yeah, I would say more than 2 acres.
Okay. Do you think, is there a certain amount that's too much land?
Yeah, I don't even like more than 10 acres for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. And then are you looking, what kind of price point are you looking at? A range?
It really depends. It would really depend on, the property location and all that stuff, but
okay.
It would be up to, $2 million for the right property.
Up to $2 million. Okay. And so let me see here. Are you looking specifically? I saw that you were looking at one. Does it matter in the area north of? Are you looking at for a certain city specifically?
Yeah. So we live in today, like, like the right.
I'm just going to pause. And honestly, I'm going to probably fast forward to basically the end of this call. But here's what I like. Then Dale could talk about some of the things that we can improve. But here's what I like.
Don't make me bad cop.
Nah, I'll be bad cop too.
Okay, good.
There was a recovery here, right? We both agree that it was very clunky on the front edge, right? And there's a recovery. And a couple of things I like. I want a little bit of land, okay? Like 1 to 2 acres. I wouldn't have asked a question that way, but it's basically saying, how many acres do you want? And then the guy kind of said 1 to 2 acres. And so he said more than that. And so he said, well, okay, great. Do you have a maximum amount then? Because 2 acres, the guy would have taken 2. Would have he taken 100? Apparently not. That's, based on the rest of the conversation. So we're doing more discovery along there. And I like that. Again, what don't I like? I don't like the actual delivery of the question because it's, again, coming across a little bit clunky. You could hear this, and I thought he did a good job of not freaking out when the guy said up to 2 million. Our average sales price on our team is about 300,000. This guy never sold a house. His first deal, potentially is $2 million. So I think there might have been a little pucker that went in there, but I didn't actually hear it in his voice. So I appreciated that. So I don't know if you have any other thoughts there. I just want to play the last, 30 seconds or so we can see what he does before he gets off the phone.
Sure. So I would say this is not bad. I mean, I'd say it's pretty good, actually, for a new agent. He kind of fell backwards into a lead that was willing to talk to him in spite of the couple of things that he did that he can tighten up through training. However, the call's still going along. He's still getting his discovery. That's great. And most importantly, he didn't get shut down from the first 2 just looking or, whatever, not serious. What I would say, this is a pro tip listening to this that I would like to put out there, which is there's the what do you want, how much land, the functional stuff, but then there's the rapport building. Why do you want it? Right? Now, I wouldn't ask it that way, but this is a big opportunity for you to build rapport with somebody, to find out more, to get them to show you who they are. Does he want his own gun range? Do they ride 4-wheelers? Does he want to be a rancher? Does he just hate neighbors and wants a massive distance between him and the other people? What is he going to do with the land?
I want to actually say some of the discovery that happened I didn't play because to listen to another 2 minutes of discovery, I might have to kill myself. But we listen to a lot of calls and a lot of discovery, so I don't want to bore you guys with the stuff that bores me. But what he found out is his kids are now moved out. He doesn't necessarily need the in-town house anymore. He wants a little bit more land so that he can go out and do things like ride 4-wheelers and things like that. He found that for him, and it was good. So what I didn't care for and what I wanted to play at the end is just kind of how he buttons it up because, well, we'll listen to it and kind of get the idea. But yeah, he did some more discovery, and that was really good.
So did he specifically ask why the guy wanted it, or did the guy tell him why?
He actually asked me, so what reason are you guys looking to move? That was the question.
Oh, okay. But he didn't ask about the land specifically.
No, the reason the move came up, and then the land, it was natural flow. I assume that he would have asked about it, but he didn't have to,
For people listening, if it comes up, fantastic. You just got a gift. If it doesn't come up, try to recognize those opportunities and take them. Ask about it. Find out about it. When people tell you about who they are, they get more connected to you.
100%. And I can tell you this, and Dell, I'm sure you can say it too. I've seen some absolutely butchered phone calls that the people liked each other and still went just fine. End result. Again, I'm not saying just learn rapport and forget everything else, but I'm saying if you can build rapport, it gives you a buffer to screw up a little bit more. If I really, really like you, I'm much more tolerant of your saying dumb things. If I don't like you very much and you say a dumb thing, we're probably done.
Yeah, I was just thinking how poorly I butchered the proposal to my wife, and yet she still married me. Kind of like that.
We should swap proposal stories one time. It's fun. So, but not today. We're running short on time today, so I want to make sure we give people more cash call. All right. I'm going to play this, just the end of this, how it buttons up.
I'm clicking on and looking at one of those properties and something.
Yeah, that could be. Okay. I was just trying to figure out. Okay.
I'll shoot you my contact info too, just so you have it. And then if you do see something that you're like, hey, I want to go take a look at this, feel free to text me, call me, or whatever. And and then I can touch base with you and everything and see how it's coming.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It was great talking to you. And I'll text you here in just a minute with my contact.
So what I'm hearing here, Dal, is a salesperson who hasn't had a ton of training and didn't understand the concept of we've got to give a next logical step. And I think we do this as new salespeople or untrained salespeople. Well, this is what I would want somebody to do to me. I would want someone to say, hey, go look. And whenever you're ready, you just give me a call. That's what I want as a client, right? But I also know that I'm never calling that guy back.
Not likely. And if I get sidetracked or hijacked or run into some other salesperson down my path, guess what? I'm switching tracks.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to have an agreed next step or some purposeful reason to connect again. That's the best practices that you can have. Just make it up if you have to.
Well, and I agree, just make it up if you have to, but it's not that hard to make up. Like, hey, I'm going to reach out to you on Tuesday just to follow up and see if you've looked at any listings I sent. Or, hey, I'm going to follow up with you next week. I'm going to go do some research. And that way, there's a million reasons to follow up with somebody. So if you're having that struggle as a salesperson, just sit down and write 4 or 5 out. I mean, just make it up. I mean, put it into ChatGPT. I mean, you can come up with a reason to talk to somebody. It's not hard.
Right. And then also, when I have somebody on the phone, if I'm talking to a new lead, I'm not already confirmed that they're getting my text messages or emails. I'm going to tell them to respond to me while I'm still on the phone with them. Hey, I just sent you my contact info. Did you get it? Can you check? Great. Can you text me back just so that I know we're connected? I literally direct people to do stuff like this. In fact, I haven't used business cards in probably 5 years. You know why? Because when I meet somebody who wants to talk about our training for their team or brokerage or themselves, I say, great. I'm going to text you my info. What's your number? Literally standing there in front of them. And I punch their number in. I text my info and I say, great. Did you get it? Check your phone. Okay, awesome. Can you just email me back? Send me your name and what you were interested in.
Yeah.
Like, I just direct it that way. And it makes so much more sense than like, oh, I gave them my card. I hope they call me. Or I got your card and now I'm hoping that you answer my text or email. We already have the first text exchange here. I know you're getting my messages, right?
Yeah. I actually add one other step there. Just like you, I tell people what to do. I know when we say that on here, some people are like, whoa. I'm like, no, we literally tell people what to do. We just
not in a rude way. Not in a rude way.
Yeah.
Just like this is what we're gonna do.
Again, imagine you're on a rapport with someone. Imagine you're talking to somebody who's your friend. Hey, Dale, I just sent you my contact information. Please send me a text back. And by the way, go ahead and save my contact right into your phone right now. That way you won't forget. Now, if I'm in a confrontational situation with somebody, of course they're not going to do that. But that's the exact same thing I would say to my best friend in the world. Hey, I got a new phone number. I'm going to send this over to you. Go ahead and save it in there. Text me back. That way, make sure we're connected. So we've changed the dynamic and we're saying, hey, we're buddies. And I really think that could be a powerful way to look at it. It's the way you deliver it.
Yeah.
The way I said it, the way Dale says it.
Nobody
never
ever said no or resisted or had an issue with it.
I'm not saying 100% of the people did it, but I will say 100% of the people never pushed back on me.
Right. Exactly. All right. Good. So yeah, that needs to be wrapped up a little bit better. And again, I think the guy did pretty good for being a brand new agent. We just got a couple of training things that need to happen. But otherwise, if he would go do that, 30 or 40 times a day in the pond, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
All right. So let's hear this one, aggressive Zillow call. And I'm struggling. Should I just play the whole thing or should we stop and listen to it? Because when I played it the first time, I stopped and coached to what I heard. But then after I heard more, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I need to hear more of this. So
How long is
it's, how long is it? It's 1 minute and 16
Oh,
seconds.
just play the whole thing. I feel like we're going to sit here for 5 minutes. No, but yeah.
All right. We'll play the whole thing and then we'll come back to it. Get the whole thing in.
Hello, this is local real estate agent. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Are you the
Doing
real?
well.
Are you the realtor of this home?
I'm not. Did you have a particular inquiry for the realtor for that home?
Well, I wanted the realtor that's managing it. That's how Zillow presented it.
Was there a particular reason that you wanted to reach out to the listing agent?
Well, of course, because that's how Zillow stated it.
Well, were you wanting to tour the property?
Yes, but I want to tour it with the person that's listing it.
Was there a particular benefit you see to touring it with the person listing it?
That's what I want to do. I'm from this area, so that's how I want to see it.
I can respect that. Generally, the listing agent's best interest is their seller. So generally, you would like to have your own representation when viewing a property.
I understand real estate. I just want to be connected with the person that's listing the property.
Alrighty. I can put you in touch with them if you'd like.
That'd be great.
Is that all you were looking for?
Yes.
All right. I can do that for you and I'll get back with you, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, here's what I want to say. Brian, you can hear the training. The guy's got a lot of training, right?
He does.
He executed strategy, but he was literally getting punched in the face from the very beginning. First of all, the strategies weren't going to work with this person to begin with. They just weren't. And his delivery was very like robotic and a little bit too much. It was too obvious what he was trying to do after he attempted a couple of techniques. Do you hear that? I'm sure you hear that too, because you laughed at a certain point.
Yeah. So that's what I heard. And it was interesting how you said that. He understood the strategy. And I agree with that. What he didn't understand was how to execute the strategy.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I look at it. It's like, yes, 100% of what you said was a decent script. It wasn't always in the right place, and the tonality sounded like I'm supposed to say this because my boss is going to listen to it, and I don't want to get in trouble for not asking this question. I'm not sure that that's what was going on, but I feel like he's like, or it might have been this. Oh shit! Another one of these people wants to talk to the listing agent. I guess I'll go through the script that I read. It didn't feel like there was any desire to connect with the lead, is what I felt.
Well, like I said, I spoke to him afterwards because we reviewed this call together, and he was like, yeah, it caught me off guard. I was putting my kid in the car, trying to like hold the phone with my neck and head and like, you know, trying to do the thing. And the woman's just like after me. And she's like, I tried to remember my training. So that's with that kind of context. I'm like, I think you did pretty good, buddy. You didn't drop your gun at least, right?
Yeah. You know, it's an interesting thing I think we should kind of talk about. Maybe you already had that plan. Right at the beginning, she says something to the effect of, well, Zillow told me that I was going to get to talk to the listing agent.
Yeah.
Now,
so, are you the listing agent? He said, no. Is there, did you have a question for the listing agent, which is a training that we do, right? And she said, well, I want to talk to the listing agent. Zillow told me that I would be talking to the listing agent.
So right there, I would have apologized.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I really apologize for that. You know, Zillow, like every other gigantic corporation, they have a call center. They're running people through it on a daily basis. Heck, they transfer the calls to me. I feel like I'm speaking to a different person every day. Some of the people are trained really well and they give you really accurate information. Unfortunately, it feels like this person wasn't. So we are a partner of Zillow, and Zillow has actually specifically asked us to be their partner. And is there anything else besides the listing? I don't know if I had that part. Is there anything I can do to help you? So I don't know exactly how that would have went. It might have been, nope, just want to talk to the listing agent. She might have been so unbelievably stubborn, there was no way around it. And I think we missed an opportunity to say, hey, I'm sorry that Zillow told you this. Why are you taking it out on me?
Right, exactly. So I'm going to go back to the very beginning, okay? Let's just say that we are at our desk or we are in business mode. We're not otherwise distracted and we receive a call, right? Because I want to talk about what I would likely do after listening to this if it happened to me.
Hello, this is local real estate agent. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Are you the
Doing well.
Are you the realtor of this home?
Are you the realtor of this home? Now, first of all, one, if I'm an agent on a team or with a brokerage, I may or may not know whether or not we are the listing agent for whatever listing, right?
You should, by the way. If you're on a team, you should know all your team's listings. But go ahead.
Depends on the size of your team. And it's not just your team, it's also your brokerage because you represent you by whatever.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So there's two ways to go. And usually the way that we train on something like this would sound something like, we may be the listing agents. We carry a lot of listings. Is there something I can help you with? Right? So that's one. And that might have worked for her, but she sounds a little bit aggressive. So I think the other way that I would go, which we haven't really worked on much, is just go the other direction. Are you the listing? What did she say? She didn't say listing. She said the realtor.
The realtor for this property or the realtor for this house.
Yeah.
Are you the Are you the realtor of this home?
Am I the realtor of this home? Normally when a call starts out like this, you've had a bad experience. Is that what's going on? Turn it around.
I like that.
Yeah. So just call it out. Push them back. Did you have a bad experience? Right? No. Zillow told me I would talk to the realtor for this house. Is that you? Right? Well, listen, I'm sorry that Zillow told you that. We may or may not be the realtors for this property. We carry a lot of listings. Here's what I can tell you. You're starting about this the wrong way. What is it you're trying to achieve?
I wouldn't say wrong way. I would say you might want to take a different approach.
I would say wrong way.
I love that we have a difference of opinion.
Yeah, I want to match her aggression. I have to one-up her a little bit on the aggression.
Great approach. I really do. I enjoy the, you're going to push me, I'm going to push you kind of situation. You know, those of you who aren't from Philadelphia or New York, it's okay to do what them and I are talking about.
I want to give you an example. Here's how I know that this will work in most cases. There was a time where there was a manager for a team that came to us and wanted to talk about training for their team. And he was really kind of an arrogant douche, right? So he gets me on a Zoom and he's like, all right, tell me what you can do. And I'm like, wait a minute. No. That's not the way this works. You tell me what need you have and I'll let you know whether we can help you or not. So what need do you have? And he goes, no, I just want to know, you tell me what you can do and how much it costs, and then I'll decide whether I want to do it. I literally, for 30 minutes, went back and forth with this guy, would not tell him what we do or how much it costs because, and at one point I threatened to get off the call if he didn't tell me what problem he was trying to solve, and that if he didn't have a problem, I wasn't going to continue the conversation. He finally broke down, told me the problem he wanted to solve, and I sold him and he purchased training from us. This is how I know that in most cases, when somebody shows up in an aggressive way, you can out-aggressive them if you just play by the rules of, I'm not going to dance to your tune. You want something. What is it?
And I'm just going to put my frame around what you're talking about. I call that making sure I'm the strongest hard sell in the petri dish. What does that mean? That means Dale made a decision in that story. He just told, I'm going to go out on a limb and say there wasn't any way in hell that you were going to give him what he wanted until he gave you what he wanted. Until you got what you want.
I was not going to pitch that guy. It was not going to pitch him no matter what he said. And in fact, I was going to get off that call.
It's a similar concept to a takeaway. You know what? This might not be for you, but what do you mean it's not for me? We're really just saying, look, I'm going to be aggressive with you. You're an aggressive human. And I appreciate that. We used to do that a lot when we were dealing with FISBA, or not with FISBA, but expireds. Because expireds, you get on the phone and you're the third person who's called them in 5 minutes and they're pissed.
Yeah.
You're another freaking realtor calling you? I know, it really pisses me off when people just call me for no good reason too.
Yeah.
It throws them off. They're like, what? Well, yeah. So great idea. I missed it and I appreciate where you're coming from there, Dave.
Yeah, I think those would be the two ways that I would deal with that. And because if you do anything else, you literally are on the back foot and you're begging. That person's aggressive, has an agenda, has an opinion. There is nothing you're going to change about that unless you literally change the game. You have to change the game.
Got to change the rules. I like it.
Anything else that you heard in that call? So I know you said apologize, totally makes a lot of sense, right? And then we heard the robotic, his robotic attempts.
This is the one thing that I would say, if you're not in rapport with someone, no script lands. So you've got to, basically what Dale was talking about, being aggressive back at her is probably the only chance you had to get a rapport. I agree with that in hindsight.
I don't think you're going to nicer out of that position.
No. She's pissed. And again, it was almost like he got handed a pile of garbage because it was probably the third, fourth, fifth time she's done something like this. You could just tell. And here's the thing, and I noticed when you played it the second time, she cut him off mid-sentence to say, are you the realtor for this home? Mid-sentence. That's something going on. This is not her first rodeo at not getting what she wanted.
Exactly. Yep.
This
guy, it was what's that? There's some kind of terminology, like he was a pig in a poke or something in a chute. You know what I mean? Like he just went in there.
And I got to learn our Southern colloquialism. Sorry for all those who was that.
Yeah. All right, good. I like playing that. That's a really good learner one there for just how aggressive some people can be, which can be tough. And I get it. And then you kind of hear him just kind of roll over and die at the end where he's like, oh, is that all you wanted? Of course you were going to get a yes to that, and so I thought that was funny that, I still make calls. I still talk to people. We still sell training services. And there's sometimes where I'm off my game or I get caught off guard by an objection and I'll do a bad thing like that where all you do is reinforce the objection and you just screw it up and they're like, yeah, that objection I gave you, that's the one you just reinforced. Yep, that's going to be it. You're like, okay, let me get off this call.
They're literally agreeing with you as you're trying to change their mind, right?
Yeah. So we've all done it and this guy did it too. And it happens. It's painful, but you dust yourself off and you get back up and do it again.
And if the person who had this call is watching, I don't think you had much of a chance. I think Dale's approach may have gotten you there, but what I'm saying, and this is important, too many people beat themselves up. I don't think he lost any money here, and you could have done better. Both of those things are true.
And I want to reinforce that I heard him fall back on the training. The training does work. This was not a good application of it. However, it's there. He's practiced enough. He can recall at least enough. And so that's why I was so happy that we played this call, because at that point I was like, oh no, dude, your delivery was sour. But even if you had delivered it perfectly, it probably wasn't going to work with this person. This was a different case. Here's what you do in that case.
Here's what I'm saying. I don't know if this is your takeaway on this, and that's kind of my final thought is no techniques works without rapport. So if you've got somebody who's already pissed off, like I can handle someone coming in neutral. Like I'm not talking about the person who's just kind of whatever, but we're not there yet. I'm talking about someone coming in hot. Nothing else matters if you guys can't get on the same page. You can use every script, every objection handler, anything. It does not matter.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we gave them enough for today. Thanks for joining us. Cash Call, Dale Archdeacon, Brian Curtis, back again next week.
See you, everybody.
Hey, if you're really enjoying this information and you want some more help for you specifically, 2 things you can do. Click the links below. You can either submit one of your calls and we can play them here and give you feedback, free coaching from 2 veteran sales trainers. Or also I have a couple of options below where you can get in and get some free training from us and get introduced to our community of other agents and team leaders who are crushing it these days in real estate sales and improving their ability to convert leads, book more appointments, and close more deals.